What's up, losers? It's your boy, the OGGM. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. It's the first day of August 2022. It's 79 degrees and cloudy here at Site B, which means it's going to be another hot, muggy one. It is I, the OGGM, and it's my birthday week. August 4th is my birthday, so you got to get me a present. And what do I want for my birthday? I want you to subscribe to my vlog if you haven't yet. It's August, which means it's RPG A Day 2022. I have been taking part of RPG A Day pretty much as long as it has been going on. I will post a link down below. Every year we do this where they give you questions and things and to ask about role-playing and your history with role-playing. And today's question is, who would I introduce to role-playing? Who would I introduce to role-playing at this point in time, or who hasn't yet? So that's a good one. Is there anybody? So we see how it's phrased. Day one, who would you like to introduce to RPGs? So who do I know that I would like to introduce to RPGs that isn't already playing? I hate using the camera. I really do. All right. Well, obviously, my family, while have been very supportive of my love for the hobby, none of them have ever really played. My brother dabbled a little bit, but nobody else in my family rather played. None of my nieces, not my nephews, not my brother, not my sisters, not my parents. Other than like twice, we've never even played a board game together. So, that's definitely something that I would like to my family, is to introduce them to my hobby and, have them at least play board games together, if nothing else. So yeah, my grandfather, who is not with us anymore, definitely always, if there was one person I would love to do this hobby with, it'd probably be him. Though he grew up in a different time period, so who knows if this is the kind of thing he'd be into in 2022. We're just, spitballing. I love introducing the game to children who happen to have special needs, because role-playing allows them to do things and say things and be things that, maybe they don't think they can be because of their disabilities, and it provides them with a sense of self-worth and helps them deal with, communication issues. So yeah, whenever I get a chance to introduce role-playing in some form to kids and kids with special needs, and specifically, it's definitely always something I look forward to and always something I want to try to do. I love introducing the hobby to people who have never seen Critical Role. They've kind of heard of it, they've kind of heard of the hobby, but it is so refreshing to have people sit down at the table with no expectations. I have dealt with players who have never seen Critical Role, and I have dealt with players who have seen Critical Role. The most successful 5e game I ran probably was a game that I ran for like 4 weeks with 3 people who had never seen Critical Role and really had no idea about the game. And as much as I loved running Tomb of Annihilation, and I still think it's the best 5e campaign I've run, and it definitely was the most fun for me, it was all people who had that Critical Role 5e expectation, and a lot of it was trying to break them away from that and convince them, no, I'm not Matt Mercer. Do you want to see my driver's license? It does not say Matthew Mercer. If you're coming to my table with expectations that this is going to be exactly like what you saw on YouTube, I'm sorry. That's not what I run. That's not how I play. And there's literally things that the system can't do, So as much as I loved that, and it was definitely the longest 5e game I ever played in, the expectations were there. On the other hand, running for 3 people who had never seen Critical Role, who didn't really have an idea of what they could and could not do, just sat down, had really no expectations, just said, can I do this? That was so refreshing. Sadly, they only stuck around for like 4 games and then they left. I don't know why. Probably they saw Critical Role or somebody told them it was a bad DM or whatever. It's tough to commit to a game at a game store on Thursdays, when people have lives. But they asked questions and they did things and they didn't have any expectations of what they could or could not do. They just pushed buttons. They explored the world and did things. And I would be like, either, yeah, you can do that, or, you know what, make a die roll, or, yeah, I don't think you can do that, but you can try. And that was great. I mean, I've told this story before about how the female player was playing a barbarian. She had really no idea what a barbarian could and could not do, but she was obviously a video gamer, at least of some sort. And she was like, can I Mario jump on the head of one bad guy and then Mario jump on the head of another bad guy and then just, and I was like, you're a barbarian? Sure, why not? Roll a d20 and then I'll make each roll successfully harder. And you're going to be rolling versus your athletics. So what's your athletics? So we figured out her bonus, and then she rolled a d20, and the first one was a success. The second one was a success. The third one, she couldn't make it because I was, gradually implementing how harder it was. And I was, telling her, all right, you need to roll a 12 or higher with all your bonuses. All right, you need to roll a 13 or higher with all your bonuses. All right, you need to roll a 14 or higher with all your bonuses. And the third one, she missed, and she was fine with that because she was able to squash two of them. And then the third one, she was like, I didn't even tell her why she missed. She was like, yeah, I probably just hit my head on the ceiling, because we're underground. So that's probably why I missed. So I didn't even tell her why she missed. She told me why she missed, and she was happy with she missed. And then we were like, okay, how much damage do you think jumping on their heads will do? Since you're not really trained in punching, but you're a barbarian with an outrageous strength. And normally that's like a D4, I guess. So, yeah, it was great. And as a player, being in games where people who have no idea what they're doing, especially in 5e, versus people who come to the table with the expectations of what D20 can do, of what 5e can and cannot do, and what, I have this expectation based upon Critical Role. That was always a thing. Yeah, it even is today, So, yeah, I love introducing the hobby to people who have never played. Now, are there people who I would love to play with that I haven't played with? That's a completely different question. But yeah, definitely. Anyways, that's question 1 for RPG A Day 2022. Who would you like to introduce to role-playing? If there was somebody in the world, family, friends, whatever, in 2022, so only somebody who's actually alive, I said my grandfather, but technically he's dead, so that would be kind of hard. But yeah, somebody who's alive, or I guess you could fantasize and say, well, I wish I could always have played with my uncle or whatever. So ignore that first part. Who would you like to introduce to role-playing at this point in time in the hobby? Yeah, I have no idea what I'm talking about. Thank you for taking part of the OGGM Adventures, and thank you for being part of RPG A Day 2022. We'll be doing this every day for an entire month. How awesome will that be? I've posted the questions if you want to check it out and a link to RPG A Day. I will talk to you later. Remember, it's my birthday, and the best present you can give me is subscribing to this vlog. See ya!